why don't y'all come up and get, I've got some dressing here I just made, and carrots and some crackers if you want to try them as your first sample.
I'll try it.
Please. It's always more fun if you eat something, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and turn the audio on if you're okay with that.
Yes, thank you. And we got plenty. If y'all want to come up, I've got this. It's an herb dip dressing, and kind of like a green goddess that I just made up. And if you like it for your salad, you can just put a little milk in it, make it a little bit less thick.
How's the audio for people online? Y'all hear me pretty good? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yes, no, maybe so. Perfect. All right.
You have a hard time with them carrots.
I can't believe how inexpensive the carrots are. I got a 2-pound bag for $1.49.
Yeah, wow.
And it doesn't take that long to cut them up.
Yeah.
But if you get like the baby carrots or the ones that are already cut up, and they're also damp. To me, it's kind of gross. They get all damp inside,
Yeah.
and whenever they spray the water on the produce.
Is this the recipe for?
Oh yeah, I want to make sure you all had the handout as well.
It's this one right here, right?
It's that one.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to do 3 recipes today. This is one. And then there's some other recipes here. Sorry, you don't have much of a table here, do you?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am, of course. So are you ready for me to get started? Thank you all for joining me today. Our topic today is on salads and salad dressings. And the one that you're tasting right now is the fresh herb sauce. And what I love about that one is that it's pretty light because it has Greek yogurt in it. It has just a little bit of mayonnaise in it. And then I use some of this Nutrichel, and I do not know if that's how you pronounce that, but this kind of cheese, it's a light type of cream cheese. You've probably seen that in the store. But it's just not as heavy as cream cheese, and to me, it has the same flavor. The advantage of making this over just buying some green goddess dressing in the store is you've got all of these herbs in it. For a recipe, it calls for like a cup of mint, a half a cup of basil, chives, and also lots of parsley. So it's quite nutritious for you. Usually when we think of salad dressings, we're not thinking nutrition. We're thinking, ooh, I need to cut back on that. I don't want to get too much. But in this case, you can go for it and just really enjoy that. And it makes your cut up vegetables a lot more exotic, I think, with all that flavor. Do y'all like it? Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's what we're after right now with the soaring temperatures. It's nice to have something that's refreshing. There are 3 basic types of salads. I know you all have probably been eating salads all of your life, but hopefully you'll take away some tips today and maybe some inspiration as far as making your own salad dressings. The first type of salad is an appetizer salad. And it seems to me like appetizer salads aren't happening as often. Once upon a time, you would go into a restaurant and then they would just like bring you a salad. It was part of the meal that they served. But I don't know about the places that you go, but it seems to me that that hardly ever happens anymore. That you have to pay extra for that salad. So that might be becoming a thing of the past. There's also an accompaniment salad. That would be, the most common would be coleslaw or potato salad, but there are all kinds of cool salads that cooks and chefs have created, all kinds of combinations, like Asian slaws, and there's so many different things that you can make. And then the third kind of salad would be a main course, and that used to be pretty much a basic chef salad. It was all that you would see, but now people are putting all kinds of things in main course salads. That's a really good option for the summer when we have these nice fresh greens coming out and it's so hot out and we don't want to heat up our kitchens. And then also for dressings, I don't know, how many of you make your own dressings? I know most people probably don't, except our wellness educator over here. And I never did either until recently, well, actually it was after I took a class. I had a whole class. We pretty much made salad dressings for a semester when I was in culinary school. And I thought, no, this is really easy. I mean, I know we're all busy, but the recipes are just very quick, and you can make a very small amount. And then you don't have all those bottles in your refrigerator just sitting in the door and jingling around, moving around whenever you open your door. So I'm going to demonstrate 2 different recipes today. And let's see, I think I will start with the light one. And that's a lemon vinaigrette dressing. And of course, the type of lettuce you have or vegetable you have, you want to take that into consideration with what type of dressing. I've got just a real light kind of, I'm trying to remember the name of this, like head lettuce. It doesn't have that much flavor. So something that's real light like that, it's nice to have a lighter kind of dressing. Okay, so we're going to start out, actually I'm going to start out with a little bit of lemon zest. So you have to have a zester, right? Because if you don't have a zester, you lose out on a lot of good flavor. And again, for years I never had a zester, but you get some of the oils from the skin whenever it just has a stronger flavor than the juice. And if you don't want something to be real wet, you can still put the zest in it and get that lemon flavor. And you can always buy the bottled dressings or bottled juice, but I don't think it tastes as good as just getting a fresh lemon. It's just such a refreshing, so much more refreshing. Okay, so I have about a tablespoon of lemon juice there. I'm going to put in just a little bit of mayonnaise, and mayonnaise is an emulsifier. So it's going to hold it together better. You know, with vinaigrettes, a lot of times they separate. So, and mustard is also an emulsifier. So this one should hold together pretty well. Just a little bit of that. Plus it gives it I like the flavor of the mustard. I put a little bit more there than I intended, but we'll call it a lemon mustard vinaigrette. And then to balance that out, I've got just a little bit of sugar, because that's going to be pretty tart with your lemon. And then every dressing recipe needs a little bit of salt. But you know, if you're making it yourself, you can control how much you're putting in it. And you're going to get less than what you would get if you were buying a bottle of it. Okay, a little salt, a little pepper. Okay, then the last thing is the olive oil. Olive oil has, to me, it has kind of a buttery flavor, very distinct. But it is a little stronger than some other oils. If you didn't want that strong flavor, you could use canola oil, safflower oil, or soybean just plain vegetable oil. Also, if your budget is tight one week and you don't want to spend the money on olive oil, those are all good options.
So canola oil is good for you?
Canola oil has a very good fat profile. It's high in the monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which are good for your cholesterol level. And mayonnaise is not as bad as what a lot of people think, because mayonnaise is, all it is an egg yolk, and you get that going and pour in vegetable oil and lemon juice and then salt. That's really it. And most people, the problem with though is you get a really creamy dressing and you're going to eat more of it. And if you're trying to control your weight or lose weight, then that might be an issue. But if you're not, it's really not unhealthy for you. Okay, so you see how fast that was? Extremely fast. And I can make, like I said, however much I need at a time. Sometimes I do make a little bit too much. It's important to label them. Label the dressings that are in your refrigerator, because you'll look at it later and wonder what it is. When did I put that in there? Also the date. And what is that? That's always a question. Okay, so the next one I want to make is, I've got a different kind of green here, and I was going to do kale, but I couldn't find just plain kale, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know how to eat kale. It's kind of a strong green, but they had a combination in the store, so I got kale, chard, and spinach. So man, this stuff is healthy. Yeah, it's got a lot of vitamin K for sure. If you're on a blood thinner, you probably wouldn't want to have that, but or you would want to eat it every day. I think the main thing with blood thinners is to keep it constant, your vitamin K level. But vitamin C, that one is really, really good for you. So you need a stronger dressing, right? So the kale salad with the tahini dressing. Tahini is ground sesame seeds, or if y'all familiar with that. And it's gotten to be easier to find than it once was. And this brand, sometimes it's a little thick. It's hard to pour, but I really like this brand. It comes right out. I like to make tahini sauces to put on things like bowls. You know, if you have a rice base and then a protein, and then you can make a tahini sauce for that. This would go well on that. It adds... It really does add a lot of flavor, and it also has protein in it because it's from seeds. You do have to watch out if anyone has a sesame seed allergy. That's gotten to be one of the top, I guess, the big 8 now, as far as things they have to put on the label is sesame seeds. Okay, so I've got juice from half a lemon. This is I'm using my acid today is lemon, just because it's so refreshing. There are all kinds of acids, though, that you can use. So that's really thick. So that automatically makes it thick.
If you have a sesame seed allergy, is there something you can substitute for that? Would you be able to make that?
Well, the only other nut, it would have a different flavor. The only other, if you didn't have a peanut allergy, you could do a peanut sauce. You could probably try it with this. I bet it would be pretty good, actually, with curry powder and. Sometimes I use peanuts, sometimes I use almond, and I've also used this for before I roast cauliflower. And I make a sauce kind of like this with curry and olive oil, and then I just put it on my cauliflower very, very lightly. Oh, it's It's really good. Oh, there's a lot you can do with these sauces. And so I had 2 cloves of garlic. We're going to do a teaspoon of salt and a little bit less of that of the pepper. Half a teaspoon of cumin and curry powder. And curry powder, this is not, it's not hot at all. You can get some curry combinations that are pretty hot, but usually the powder that's in the general spice section is not real hot. So the other one that I have on this handout is the spring roll inspired salad with peanut sauce. And I love spring rolls, but they are a pain to make because you have those rice, really thin rice sheets that you have to wrap your vegetables in. I don't know if y'all have tried to do that or not, but you go through like 3 of them before you can even get it figured out and kind of get in the groove of it. So I thought, wow, why not make a salad with those same ingredients? Because you can't really taste that rice coating. Okay, so I got all my ingredients in here except for the olive oil, and then 1/4 cup of that. I'm just going to pour this in until it thins down enough. So they're not, I like to taste my sauces and make sure they're good before I serve them. I mean, if it seems a little off, think, oh, what do I need in here? This is just a little too sour. Then you can put, if it's a little too sour, then think of something sweet you could put in to offset it. Sometimes I've used, to sweeten things, maybe maple syrup I put in my sauces, honey, even orange juice, depending on what it is. All right. That looks like a nice consistency to me. Okay. So you guys still have your plates, right? It's too bad that not everyone came who's over there on Zoom, right? So they could have the samples. Next time.
You also talked about how you can, kind of the same concept when you like do marinades and stuff too. Acid, flavoring you want, marinating that.
That's very true. It is the same concept. Marinades for like chicken. I've done one similar to this, the lemon one, and I put garlic in there. Yeah, and a little bit, I think I used honey instead of sugar, but yeah, that would be a good chicken marinade. Or you can do pork. I did a pork marinade with a pork tenderloin. That's my favorite cut of pork because it is so lean and tender. It's really nice. And yeah, did one with lime, and it's kind of a Mexican theme, and then I grilled it, and then you cut that, and I roasted corn and red bell pepper, and then just served that over there, had some of that reserved marinade, and then put that on there. And everyone's like, oh, wow, this is gourmet. So marinades they really up your game. People think that yeah, what an amazing cook, wow. You just gotta get a few marinades down and play with them and get them to be what you want. And I hope these are okay because I'm not tasting them. I didn't bring my tasting spoons. So you guys can tell me what you think. So yes, this is butterhead, I think is what the name of this lettuce is. They have so many lettuces now, different bags. They have tubs where they've already washed them. That's generally what I like to get because I always think about who's been touching the lettuce, and it's okay with vegetables that you're cooking if people are touching them because you're cooking it, but it seems to me that greens are safer if you get them already washed, pre-washed. And it's so convenient. There's really no excuse not to have a salad, right? Okay, so let me see if there's anything else I was wanting to talk about. Oh, another types of oils. So we talked about the olive oils and then the ones that are a little bit less flavorful if you want a mild flavor. But you can also use sesame. Dark sesame oil is really nice for a Asian kind of a dressing, and it's got a real nutty flavor to it. And then walnut oils also has a nutty flavor. So you can kind of play around with it and get creative. All right, well, I am ready for you guys to come up and get some more samples. Does anyone have any questions or comments about salad dressings or salads? Okay. Well, thank you so much for attending the class, and please come help yourself.